Hey everybody, this is Felicia here. Thank you for hopping on with me today because this is one of the most favorite things that I do, which is our living room chats. Because this is how I get to share my favorite people with you. All right, my favorite people and also my favorite finds. And I have to tell you this because Tina has become a fast friend. And you know, when I find somebody, you know, who has so much to share and so much value to offer, I have to share it with you, right? We're blessed to be blessing. And I met Tina online, of course, but we would have been at a virtual leaders retreat out in Florida. And I would have had her taken my picture, my portrait. We would have had a ton of fun. But I will definitely still have that in my to-do list when I head out, you know, back east. But for now, I'm so excited for her to be with us here today to talk to us about the power of the portrait. Really, our image and our reputation online really does matter. And you know, it matters a lot more these days as most of us have taken our business back online on different social media platforms. So you know me, I love to talk about values, about theories, about what we believe and all that good stuff. But I'm also very, very practical. So without further ado, here is Tina Valant. Hey, Tina! You're blowing
always have bubbles.
Oh, I love that. Now, Tina, it's a very hot day for me here in San Jose, California. Where are you streaming from?
I am in sunny and sweltering South Florida. I live in Boca Raton.
Oh my goodness. Is it that humid still?
It is. If you don't get out, I have four rescue dogs, and if you don't get out to walk your dogs by 9, don't go.
Oh my goodness. Okay, good thing to note. But here I think it's about 7, depending if we have smoke in the air. Today is another, you know, third day of good clear air. So I'm very, very thankful. But I'm just so thankful for you to come here and share your 4 decades of expertise as a photographer. I mean, I'm going to send like a whole bunch of ways that you can connect with Tina at the end. But besides releasing butterflies and also being on TikTok, you know, and being a journalist, a blogger, dog rescuer. I mean, so the list goes on. You're going to find Tina such a warm and also giving, vibrant, that's the word that comes to my mind, vibrant woman that loves to serve people. So I'm really excited for you to be here. And I'm just going to kind of follow your lead because there's so much to share. And, you know, I already learned a lot, but I don't want to take it away from our friends here. And if you have comments, please comment. I will try to look down here for the comments and any questions, and then we can save them till the end. Okay. So, here we go, Tina. Take it away. Tell us why is it so important for us to know how we're looking like online? Because, you know, a lot of people, quite honestly, are very scared to be online in the first place. So now, are they going to be more self-conscious or what? How would you address that first? The fear part.
I've been on Periscope from the very beginning. So that's about 6.5 years. And that was really the first live stream platform. Facebook Live followed that. And most women don't want to be online. There is a stigma like, oh, somebody's going to say I'm too old, I'm not pretty, I'm too fat, and they're going to be mean to me, and I don't need that kind of negativity in my life. So I did found a group called Ladies Go Live on Facebook, which I know Felicia's been sniffing around. And it's a free community at One Best Community and Be Live. And we teach women to gain the confidence to go live, to promote your business, your nonprofit, your creativity, or your community. And it's a free community with tons of resources. So as Felicia said, today, more than ever, your image matters, and your image and online persona extends past your profile picture to what you're posting online. Most people don't realize your social media posts, even what you're liking and not liking, can affect your business, your credibility, your authority, your relationships, your job, and even your credit rating. So it's very important to be thoughtful. And sadly, I find a lot of young people say, oh, well, that doesn't matter. It does matter, because even if you post something and take it down, someone else could have downloaded it. We had a horrific, I think last weekend, it was suicide broadcasted on Facebook. And then the guy also had sent it to TikTok, and it got taken down immediately. But people, sickos, had screenshot it, downloaded it, and it won't stop. So
sad.
We can put good things out there, but when you put questionable things out there, I have a certain young family member and posted a naughty dance, and it has 125,000 views, and he could get kicked out of school for it. So even though it's been taken down, you don't know what guy has downloaded it and where it's going to end up. So we need to be very mindful and very thoughtful of what we're putting out there. And that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah. And I tell my kids, like everybody, you know, once it's up, it's everybody's game. Like nothing is yours anymore. So we do need to be more mindful and just to be aware of how things do work. I actually came across this documentary on Netflix. I was going to watch it as a background thing, you know, to keep me kind of occupied and keep me awake, but it was so fascinating. I had to stop, and then I'm going to go back to the beginning and start taking notes because
it is
social something. Yeah.
Media. Yes. I've heard about it. I haven't seen it.
Oh my goodness. It's startling. So let's move on. So do you want me to start with the slideshow? Yeah.
Buckle in and let's get started.
Let's get started and keep your questions coming. We will definitely address them. Okay. So you guys saw that I posted Tina's picture of herself with the wine glass and, you know, her nice blouse in the car with a shade. So some of you did comment on that. We can get to that later, or if it's in the document, in the slideshow, we can also address some of that. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to share the screen and okay, are you guys seeing this? I just need to know if you guys are able to see this, and I'm not sure how to. I'm going to go on our team page just to make sure we can see everything. Okay. All right. So Tina,
can
we start
about that? I don't sleep basically from reading this.
You have a lot of passions. That's why I just think you're so vibrant, and I'm so glad you're here. Okay, so next one. And
so today, as we talked about, more than ever, your image matters. What you're putting out, you can click because there's multiple pictures. What and how we're putting it out there when we post even can have an effect on things. So all the pictures you see, all the portraits are images that I have captured. Roll it. So Felicia may have mentioned that one of my hobbies is I raise and release native butterflies. So I do 10 different species here in South Florida. It's just a hobby I took up 20 years ago. Click again because there's a quote. So just like butterflies can't see their own wings and what makes them so beautiful, most of us don't see what makes us so beautifully unique. And one of my favorite quotes was on there, Henry David Thoreau. It's not what we look at that matters, but what we see. And as a photographer, that's so important. So my favorite overused hashtag is serve, share, and shine. So today I'm going to initiate my own butterfly effect with you all by serving this information, sharing ideas to enable you to shine. This, by the way, is the Florida State butterfly, the zebra longwing, which is one I raise. So you'll learn a little bit about butterflies too.
Beautiful.
So disclaimer, my husband says I should have been an attorney. You might not like or agree with everything I tell you here today. I'm telling you based on 40 years of award-winning experience working with tens of thousands of people. So you can click again, Felicia, choose it, use it, or lose it. Your choice. So infants begin processing faces long before they recognize other objects. When a baby is held by the mother nursing or being held or cuddled by the parent, they're looking into the eyes. So they're learning how to read faces. So facial recognition and facial acceptance begins as we're infants. We first learn about faces from our family, our expressions. We learn to read body language. Being a dog person, dogs read your body language far before they listen to what you say and how you're saying it. So whether you're trying to net your next client, catch the right fish, score your next gig, find a friend, or advance your career, today, more than ever, your image matters. So what didn't the shoemaker's children have? How many times have you seen a photographer that didn't have a picture? So the ease and popularity of social media have given us a unique advantage. We're all becoming global. I'm also in a network marketing company, two of them actually, for many years. And we weren't able back in the day to use the internet or use email. So we have a whole global recognition. And depending upon if your product can be shipped locally, nationally, or internationally, you can expand your whole reach. So your profile image is the first thing people see when they associate with you. The only thing worse than having a bad profile image is having no image at all. So you can see here, this is just a typical LinkedIn page. You can click again. This is my friend Gary Kissel, who's a LinkedIn specialist. Profiles with professionally captured images are more likely 14 times to get clicked upon than an egghead, which is those blankety blank blank blanks.
And just to insert, if I may, for me and another team member, our picture or our picture got clicked on the Norwex.biz website when we put our picture on there versus other people in our area that did not. So if you don't have your picture up yet for your office suite website, do it as soon as we're done here.
This is a little interesting tidbit is, do you know where putting your pictures first started? What industry, Felicia?
Pardon me?
What industry first started using pictures to promote their businesses?
Oh, I don't know.
Think about 20 years ago, realtors. Didn't we think it was kind of creepy that the realtors, who did they think they are? And then glamour shots got real big. Because what it does by using your image in your marketing, it increases familiarity. And when the realtor used their image on their business card, because we didn't have the internet back then, or their marketing materials, you knew who was coming to get your listing or to meet you to show you a home. So it increases your credibility, your authority, and improves your familiarity with that person. So what makes a powerful portrait? It's the feeling you get when you look at it, the expression, especially with the person's eyes. Are they wearing complementary colors, which we'll talk about? Are they photographed at a flattering angle? Is the background pleasing? And is their lighting nice? Do they look like they're in a cave or their closet, or are they evenly lit?
Yes, I love it. I'm thinking about previous pictures.
Okay, so I'm going to show you a few of my before and afters, and Felicia told me this is one of her favorite aspects. So this was a client of mine. She's also a friend. This was her profile Facebook picture, pre-Tina, and it's kind of cool because it's pink and purple, but people, nobody looks good from the nose hair angle, okay? Even pigs. It's not flattering. So she's looking up. It's not approachable. It's a lot of neck. She has a nice neck. You see the girls in back taking selfies. It's a disaster, okay? And then you have the Tina picture.
Oh, wow, what a big difference.
Now, I was actually wearing this top that day. I didn't like what she was wearing. I said, let's go to the ladies' room and change tops. And look at how my aqua top brings out her beautiful eyes.
Wow.
Her hair is swept off. She's friendly and approachable. And by the way, she's an esthetician. Where does her skin look better? In which picture?
Obviously. Wow.
I feel like I'm married for like since the dawn, swipe. Whenever I swipe, Felicia, it means click. So This is a client of mine. I met him in Rotary when I spoke to the local Rotary Club. He's an elderly gentleman. He's super nice. This was his Facebook profile picture and LinkedIn. It's in a bar. It's out of focus and it's a disaster. Met him at his house and said, Bob, take me to your closet. Went to his closet, picked out this beautiful linen shirt, and look at how flattering that is. This is a client of mine. She is an author and she's a business coach. This was her profile picture. Again, she's pretty. It's nice, like for a casual picture, but her hair is a mess. It's not a good angle. And this picture, the Tina picture, again, I brought the top. I saw in my head what I thought she should wear, and look at that difference.
Wow. I have to do double take, like to see if that's really her.
And people are like, oh, she lost a lot of weight. No, she didn't. The angle is up. You always want your lens, whether you're going live or with, I always tell people, once you're over 25, sit down. Don't stand up, because when you sit down, you're leaning forward. It's extending the neck. You're going to look taller, thinner, more attractive. and you're looking up, and the eyes are the closest thing to the lens. So look at the difference between wearing the right color, beautiful lighting. Yes, she was wearing makeup that day, a little bit, not too much. And I ended up giving her that top. I said, Jane, just keep it. It looks way better on you than it ever looked on me.
Wow. I mean, I'm literally going back and forth with my eyes to make sure that's the same person.
I promise it's the same person.
Wow. That's incredible. Wow. If you guys are liking what you're seeing, like, please send us comments, like give us, like, hit that heart button. Okay. Because that way also it'll notify your teammates, others to watch too. Okay. So here we go. Another one. Oh, I love this.
This is a brand new one. Hey, recognize anything? This was last week, one of my first jobs since you know what started. So the picture on the left is her existing profile picture. She's a financial planner. It's very joyful. She's a lovely woman, but it's dark. She's not making eye contact. Her chin is cut off. I don't think I'd hire her to manage my finances. Now the lady on that side, I'm like, you're wearing a blue top. Wear my necklace. And I actually let her wear it for the day because I was going home. Like, you know what? And she lives right by me. Wear the next. She goes, I got so many compliments. Would you sell it to me? I'm like, no, I wear it. So, but look at the difference. Again, notice half of her hair is back, letting light on her neck. Pleasing angle, beautiful, vibrant colors. She looks authoritative, friendly, approachable, and knowledgeable. And that's what we were going for.
Wow. Wow. I'm just going to move on because I'm speechless.
Okay, this is a guy. He's a network marketing, George. He's a client of mine. This was his profile picture. He's a very handsome guy. I'm like, George, your profile picture stinks to the moon. We're redoing it. There he is. Look at the difference.
Oh my goodness.
So his former picture is too much black, and we'll talk about colors in a minute. It's out of focus. He's super shiny, and he's a handsome guy, and he's super nice too. He looks heavier there, and look at the difference. And some people in the olden days, I've been a photographer since 7th grade, and I'm in my late 50s, by the way. It used to not, you didn't want the shadow. And in the last 10 years, we've grown to embrace that shadow behind because it gives depth of field. So in the olden days, a lot of people didn't like that. We would use backlighting. And I still have some people like, I just don't like it. I'll take it out. I happen to like it because it provides depth. So that's another little tip.
And this is the same person.
Same guy. And this was about 90 days apart.
You shaved off like 10 pounds.
Angle. Look how pretty his eyes look in my picture.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Can you take off 10 pounds off me? Okay, here we go.
This is a great story. So this is a client of mine, Joanne. She was a referral from a friend. And when I talked to her on the phone, she goes, well, you're going to have your work cut out. I don't color my hair. I'm a very earthy, granola crunchy gal. And I don't photograph well. And I was like thinking, well, how bad could it be? So I went to her Facebook, and this was her picture. I had a pre-consult with her. And when I do someone's portrait, we usually do a pre-consult either on Zoom, or I'll stalk, with your permission, stalk your social media. So I know your coloring, I know your angle, and I might give you some suggestions. One of my suggestions was, Joanne, do you know what threading is? And she's like, no. And I'm like, don't worry. It's not like going Brazilian. It's shaping the eyebrows. So I took her to my Indian threading lady. We had a professional makeup artist. I picked her clothes. We went to Nordstrom. She wanted to buy a new dress. And wait till you see what happened.
No way. Oh my word.
Now you'll see it. Her hands are funny at the bottom because I ended up on this app that I use to import the picture. It duplicated hands. So she doesn't have 3 hands. Don't worry. But look at the difference in her face, her body language, her angle, her smile. And she ended up doing a blog about how her fairy godmother took an ugly duckling and turned her into.
Oh my word.
Wait till you see this next picture. The beautiful swan. That was for her blog about how she became the swan that she always felt inside.
You know what? This literally just gave me goosebumps. Literally. Oh my goodness.
And it's such a gift to give this. You know, my family, I'm the oldest of 4, and my family, and so yes, I'm a little bossy, okay? I like to think about it as giving direction.
Thank you. I'll take that too for myself.
So they would always say, you're so bossy. You're so, you know what? I would be like, let's get together for a family picture. But those pictures are so important, especially when an elderly family member passes away. Those are your memories. And people, they don't want to do their picture because I'm heavier than I want to be. And I don't do it. Your kid isn't thinking mommy's fat or whatever. Your kid just wants to be in the picture with you. Take the picture and then use it as a before picture in a year or whatever. So please don't say no to it, because tomorrow's not promised for any of us. And pictures are our history and our memories and for our legacy that we leave behind. So really important. You can hit again, because I have a little burst of a bubble there. So it's really important when you're doing your pictures for optimum images, whether you're doing, a lot of these tips will teach you how to take a better selfie. Go again. And how to pose if you're being photographed. So for yourself, your guests, or even on your lives like this, it's helpful to know your better side, what your optimum colors are, your best expression. Okay, now you went too fast. Now you got to go back. What and how to wear it, how to play it up, your features, what you look like when the shutter clicks. Only I, as a photographer, knows that. And I do my own selfies and my own portraits. You need the right lighting, good equipment, fast responses, patience, and as always, some luck.
Okay.
So these are two befores. They're very lovely ladies, Tabby and Sonia. These were on their Facebook. And then we have the Tina pictures. So remember, angle, background, lighting, what you wear and how you're wearing it.
What? Really? Did they get a haircut?
Tabby's hair was just slicked back that day. Sonia's hair is the same. It was just a little bit more brushed. But look she's evidently in a crowd. She's wearing a print, so it's very busy. And she's a very pretty lady. She's a yoga instructor, by the way. And Tabby is an organization maven.
I can't believe the difference between the eyeglass. Now, what about those who needs to wear the eyeglass?
Okay.
What do you say about that?
You've seen me a couple times doing this while I've been talking. So when you do this drives me crazy, the glare. So if you angle your glasses back, now it's going to feel weird, but look, I just took away all the glare.
Okay.
So angle your earpiece up if you're online or on screen. If you're being photographed, and I do a lot of people with glasses, there are tricks that photographers know that we can reduce the glare. Okay. And I learned that from doing school pictures for 10 years in elementary and middle school, which is a story for another time. So you get really good at angling glasses and you're working with your lighting.
Okay. Thank you.
So a great image boosts your confidence, increases your business, enhances your reputation. And when you change out your profile picture, you're going to get a whole lot more clicks and likes. So you better have something interesting on your page, whether it's an offer or announcing you're in business or a special or something like that, that people are coming to your page. Wow, how can I support you? Go ahead and click. I've got more pictures at the bottom. So again, these are all images that I've captured. So you can see I prefer live subjects, weddings, events, people, and pets. I have done a lot of products. I don't enjoy doing them. I have a box of like jewelry pins that I'm supposed to be doing, and I can't get my mojo because they won't talk back to me. So I really enjoy doing live subjects.
Tell me a little bit about this lady on the top right with the cat. So what is that supposed to portray?
That was a personal. I had done her photo session that day, and she had just gotten that kitten. His name is Richard Michael. Remember the book about the kid that was in the canoe with the tiger, the hyena, and she named him Richard Michael after that. And so this was just for her personal, for her family and stuff, but she wanted a picture of her with Richard Michael. And it was just so cute. And I, of course, love animals. So I did want to show a portrait with an animal in it.
And I love the flowers in the background. It's stunning. So these are all very inviting. I think our audience can agree that, besides the stark contrast, I think everybody does, when you feel good, you would look confident. And I think besides those things, everybody feels like they want to be your friend. And there's a big invitation for you to want to reach out to them. So I think that's what these portraits are saying to me. It's like, I want to get to know that person better.
That's the whole idea. And you brought up a really important point. People will call me like, well, do you have a studio? I have 4 rescued dogs and 4 cats, a cockatoo, 3 iguanas, a bunny, and 4 turtles, and I raise butterflies. You ain't coming here, okay? It's chaos. And I always tell people, we live in paradise, so why do you want a boring studio plain blue background like you're in the high school yearbook? Now, if you are, and also the other benefit is outdoor lighting is the most complimentary full spectrum light on the skin. So I have an author session I'm doing tomorrow, and I've got another one I'm doing on Sunday. So I do a lot of celebrities that come through South Florida, and we have a lot, and a lot of authors. So my preference is always outside. We live in paradise. Now, if it needed to be on a white background for eBay or something, yes, we can cut them out and put them on a transparent background. But if I take you on a transparent background, or it's a lot harder than put you in a background that looks real. You can see Nina in the purple. The leaves are in front of her, so you know she was really there in the clusia bush. I like that dimension. That to me is real, and it's very authentic.
Right. Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, I would. I love photographing outside too, because I haven't figured out how to work inside light yet. So, okay.
Okay. So this lady is also in network marketing, and she was using this picture. Her name is Christina, with her very handsome husband, and they're a beautiful couple, and they have 3 adorable children. They live in North Carolina. And I said, "Oh, is Jake in your business with you?" You know, a lot of realtors, if they're couples, they're a team, so they're pictured together. No, he's not in business with me. Why is he on your? No. So then I did her separately. We were in Las Vegas together, and look at the difference.
Oh my.
So you stand alone in your business. Now on your personal page, yes, it's a different story. You might want to show more of your spouse, your kids, whatever. Make sure your personal page is private. I'm not saying that nobody can still get into it, but on your business page that you're promoting your business, you stand alone. This is not the 40s or the 50s where the woman stands behind the man. Stand on your own and claim your authority.
Amen, sister. Okay.
So a great photographer will put you at ease. They're creative and fun. They come up with lots of ideas. This is my friend Pam. She's a fitness coach, and she's in smoking hot shape. She's my age also. We went to the beach, and we were done doing her close-ups. You'll see her at the end too. I'm like, you know what? I'd love to see a picture of you running and jumping. And when you have those long pictures, those are great cover shots for your Facebook business profile. This was the second jump. I mean, look how vibrant and happy and healthy and joyful and energetic. That's who you want to hire as your fitness coach. And someone that's fun like that. And look at those guns, those arms. You'd never see my arms like that. But I mean, wow, the wind was blowing perfectly and everything. So we will also tell you the truth. Like, hey, we're getting your eyebrows threaded. Or I hate to tell you this, but your hair is way too long and it's not flattering on your face. I had my hair like, and I'm going to be 59 next month. Truth to be told.
You look awesome.
Thank you. Kombucha and wine. Not together though.
Together, no, it won't taste good.
My hair was long. I think I have my dad's hair, knock on wood. Very thick hair, going gray early, went gray early. And my hair was long, and I noticed it was always flat, and it was pulling my face down. When I went shorter, my face, I got like an instant facelift. So a good photographer or image consultant is going to be truthful with you and say, you know what? Did you ever think of getting your hair angled a little? And as we get older, we don't need the same hair we had when we were 18 and 25 years old. It's hair, it grows back. It's not a tattoo. Take a chance. We will make suggestions. We understand body language and the psychology of images. We have your back and your front, because guess what? When you look good, we look good. And it's become a testimonial. Look at all the pictures you've seen of my work is a testimonial, like, wow, she really knows what she's talking about.
You know, as much as I can't wait for the day for you to photograph me, I want to see you in action. I think that I would have so much joy in seeing
that. If you watch cartoons, that's pretty much me in action. So I'm going to give you the ALBCs of a great portrait. There's Pam in the blue and the white at the bottom. That's the jumping lady in the one before. All of these people came to their photo sessions, and I did not like what they were wearing. So I either had a top with me, I had a wrap with me, and just did them. And these were all, except for Pam, these 3. And there's one more row, Felicia, if you want to click again. You could see the bamboo behind them. We were at a women's networking group. Okay, so 5 of them were all. So I always have, when I do photo sessions, wraps with me. And this is one thing I want to go through. That's coming in another slide. So again, look at angle, lighting, background. I'm all eye level or above every single one of these ladies. They're wearing a beautiful complementary color outdoors, and it just looks flattering.
I know some of the things that people are already thinking, probably like, how am I ever going to get to this, a chance to do this? So that's just something to think about, because I know that's probably what they want to do. Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry.
This is one of my favorite slides ever. Always background check. So I pulled this. I use this in a lot of my presentations. It got banned from my Facebook page. So this is when selfies go wrong. Now this guy's thinking he's looking really sultry. He had no idea of the mirror in the background, his saggy rear end, his roll, but thank God he's got extra toilet paper. So pay attention to your background, whether you're live or you're doing selfies.
Really, oh my goodness, I forgot about this picture.
Yeah, everyone always loves it. When I do live, this it takes me 5 minutes to get control of the room back, because they like just dive and they're like, show it again, show it again. So
I think I have to move on.
It's a reminder, always background check.
We will never forget now in many ways.
Remember Phoebe on Friends? My eyes, my eyes. Okay, so always background check, especially online, whether you're going live, whether you're recording a video, whether you're live streaming, or on guesting on someone's show. So unless you have the perfect neckline or expertly know how to apply makeup, avoid a top in black, white, gray, and the nemesis of my existence, this seafoamy green. Actually, Felicia, very close to your branding colors, but you're not wearing them. Like your living room chair. You wouldn't want this under you. Okay, choose it, use it, or lose it. I have never photographed, in the tens of thousands of people I've photographed, never seen anybody that looks good in this seafoamy green color. You might love it. If you love it, wear it. I will bite my tongue when I photograph you. So black, white, gray, and mint. And another thing is, you probably notice most of my pictures have people in a solid color. Now, I love these wraps. Notice if I had been wearing a wrap today between my lovely background painting, this would be, you'd be like, my eye doesn't know where to rest. So if you're going live, I always recommend, or you're doing your portrait, solids are a safer bet than prints.
Mm-hmm. So you said in this slide, no black, white, or gray. She is wearing white. So can you explain that part?
Notice my caveat. Unless you have the perfect neckline or know how to expertly apply makeup. Do you remember the Color Me Beautiful days where you were the season? She's a winter. She has dark hair, olive tone skin, dark eyes, same as Felicia. Felicia could get away with wearing black or white because she can carry it. If you're of Middle Eastern descent, Italian, that dark hair, dark skin, dark eyes, and olive skin, you can carry it. A lot of people, I was on a networking thing the other day, and a lady goes, oh, well, I only wear black. I said, let me guess, you're from New York in the art thing. Yes. It made her look so sallow here and here. I don't know about you. I don't want my lines to be accentuated. And if you wear white online, it can really off-throw the white balance of a lot of webcams, and you can actually damage, and your live or your video won't be shown because you'll be so bright and the other guests will look too dark.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
If you just absolutely love black and white and you absolutely love it and have to wear it, make sure you have a more open neckline so it's not reflecting directly back up on you.
Can we talk a little bit about jewelry? I noticed that most of the ones that you have jewelry on them.
Again, I'm keeping the eye up, keeping the eye up and adding interest.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And also, remember the power statement necklace that's really big. I mean, I got this bad boy. It was like a $300 necklace. I got it at thrift for $12. I plan to be cremated with it. A lot of my clients have worn it, or I've brought it to sessions. They're like, can I wear that beaded necklace that you have? Sure.
So instead of drawing to the neck, it actually, you say it draws back to your face?
It draws back to your eye, and it brings your eye up, because you might be focusing on my pretty necklace, but I'm jabbering, so you're watching me. It's also finishes the look. I'm wearing shorts. This is another thing when you're live streaming or Zooming, please wear pants. There's a number of times where people have gotten up on Zooms and I don't want to see their saggy boxer shorts or their thong. You know, I'm like, we don't need to see that. I'm wearing shorts or pajama bottoms or yoga pants or whatever. If you're going live or on Zoom, pay attention to what you're doing or make sure you sit your rear end down for the entirety.
Fully clothed.
It happens.
Oh, it does.
So this is another before and after about the importance of color. This is a friend, Carlette, that I met at a networking out of state that I was the photographer of. This was her Facebook picture. And this is when I took her outside.
Wow.
Now, doesn't the lady in pink look 20 years younger than the lady in gray?
Oh my word. Did you do her makeup too?
I just did a little bit of eyeshadow on her that we had. We borrowed from someone because she loved that pink top. And we went outside and we found a pink oleander flower. And I think one of her friends had a little bit of pinkish eyeshadow and a little bit of highlighter.
Oh my word. I'm going back and forth. Is that really her? I mean, she just, again, lost like 10 pounds.
So this is another trick.
Whoops.
And you can see on mine, I'm going to come in real close. Okay. I have this white pencil on my lower waterline. That really makes your eyes look whiter. They look brighter and more open. So if you're going live or photographing, get a white pencil and on your lower waterline. It'll really make your eyes bigger.
Okay. Good to know for my Asian eyes. So yeah. We haven't even talked about that personally yet. So next session. Here we go.
So another thing in your pictures and in your live, I'm just going to say lives, and that means live stream, pre-record, Zoom, etc. Is it appropriate? This is a very beautiful lady, Maria. She's a very high-end realtor in Coconut Grove, Florida. Like me, she's in dog rescue and loves dogs. I wanted to kidnap her dog. His name is Spot. Just fell in love with him and literally did try to kidnap him. But she was wearing a very low cut, and she's got a smoking hot figure. Very low cut. And she'd get a lot of hits on that picture. But if Felicia and her husband were going to buy a house and she saw that picture, are you going to want to go look at houses with your husband with her?
No.
No, she's smoking hot. I'd be staring at her the whole time. So she donates a portion of all her sales and proceeds to dog rescue. So that's why I put the dog in there. And look, I used the dog to hide her girls. So I made her a little bit more appropriate. I'm also
the bare shoulder. Can you
address that? I'm going to go about that clothing. It's all about the sleeve.
Okay.
I'm in Ladies Go Live. I'm one of the founders, and that's an international group online that you can join. It's free, where we have a lot of info on live. In some countries, you cannot be sleeveless. So when we meet in the green room before, if somebody was sleeveless, I'd be like, I can't go live with you until you put on a jacket or a wrap, because I don't want our panel to not be shown in certain countries. You might not care about that. You will see me naked before you'd see me sleeveless. I'm in my 50s and I don't lift weights. And I wouldn't say I have bat wings, but nobody wants to look at this picture, and I'm going to show you in another picture. Nobody wants to look at that area of your underarm. And let me tell you, it's hot in Florida. I get it. I live here. That's why the humidity makes us sparkle so much. But just avoid it. I mean, she's a lot younger. She sells in Coconut Grove. You know, she's in a very upper echelon. Here's the thing. If you show up to a photo session with me, you're like, I love this top, wear it. If you show up and you want to be nude, it's your picture. Do what you want. I won't like it. It's not hanging in my house. All I can do is direct you to what I know will look best and give you the most bang for your buck. You can still do what you want. So also your expression is really important, and be aware of showing too much. And we'll talk about my car picture. So this lady is my lovely mother-in-law. And she was with us during one of the hurricane scares. And I woke up one morning to this and I'm like, what are you thinking? Oh, it's like Doris Day. And I'm like, we're going to Supercuts and getting your hair cut. So we did that. And while she was getting her hair washed, I had them do her eyebrows, which she had never had done. Brought her home, bought a new top for her, did a teeny bit of makeup, and wait till you see this.
Oh my word.
The cutest thing she said was, now I have a great picture for my obituary.
Oh.
And that year, she actually sent out, we did a photo card with this picture on it. And she said she had the most response, old fashioned sending cards in the mail. She had the most people. And she said, so many people said, I have that picture up. I'm never taking that picture down. I love it. But look how she looks. So beautiful. So again, is it age appropriate? Pigtails on an 87-year-old woman, not appropriate.
I mean, you just took 20 years off, literally. Oh my goodness.
Again, look at the importance of color. She has beautiful blue eyes. That blue tunic just brings her eyes out. Again, a reason to avoid black, white, and gray. Look at what that's doing to her skin. You see this white area here down the center of her face. You see every little spot and splotch where the blue and a teeny bit of blush and lip color. Wow.
And it's the same background.
It's the front of my house.
Okay. Wow. Next slide.
So it's really important. The eyes go where the hands show. You can click again. So a lot of people, remember in the olden days, the realtors, with the old phone, where they'd like have their phone in their hand, or they're doing this. I did work for Life Touch for a while with the church pictures. We would have people do this and this because they had a waddle or a lot of lines to hide. When you're doing something with your hands, the eyes go where the hands show. We tend to watch people's hands because that's what they're using to communicate. Out of all these people, one of them is doing it right. Felicia, who do you think it is? And these are the Shark Tank people, as you know. Who's doing it right?
Okay. That's what I think.
The guy, Mr. Wonderful. Mr. Wonderful is good, but the best person on here is Barbara.
Oh, the one with the hand on the side?
Sorry. Barbara is extending her line, and I'm going to show you in a slide.
Oh, okay.
Our 12-year-old daughters do the pageant arm, the hand on the hip. You're making yourself look bigger. I don't know about you. I don't want to look bigger. I want to look smaller. So Barbara is creating that long vertical line. And also look at Lori's hands, look like little lobster, crab claws. Robert Hershevik, he's hiding his hands. What does he have in his hands? Does he have a weapon? I don't know. It's scary. Damon with his hands in the front. When I do weddings, I'll coach the guys before the aisle. If I see your hands clasped in front of your crotch, I will stop the wedding. Again, the eyes go where the hands show. I don't want to be looking at your genital area. It also makes you look bigger. I don't know why men do that. So put the thumb in your pocket and put your other hand straight. Don't put your hands in front of your crotch. It's not flattering, and you look bigger and fatter.
So the one beside him that has hands like this. I mean, I actually saw a lot of, a previous.
I do it a lot. What that does is you'll see a lot of newscasters do it. It's a power move. It's keeping all of your energy from within, but you're also moving your hands a lot when you do it. You're not walking around like this. And I wouldn't be photographed doing it, but while I'm waiting to speak or, I'm doing this, I'm also showing you. You've seen me do this a lot. I'm showing you there's nothing in my palms. That's also an authoritative body language move.
Yes. Our President Obama used that a lot during interviews, a lot. So some people say it's also a peace position because it looks like a prayer hands as well.
Yeah. Or remember the church, remember the steeple, here's in and see the people.
Okay, Nick, this is a great picture. Everybody's posed differently.
So for you and your guests, like Felicia and I, we actually talk. What are you going to wear? So look, we look cohesive. We're on the same page together. We're wearing the same color. I was on a Zoom Tuesday night as a speaker, and I said, to the host, what are you wearing? I want to be on the same page. Now, hopefully she didn't say black or white. She didn't. But if she did, I would have made it work. So for you and your guests, avoid sleeveless. If you're at a networking event, get your name tag off. I photograph a lot of Chamber of Commerce events back in the day. Take the name tag off. Avoid this. That's actually one of my really good friends who's a speaker. Don't do I have another friend. He's a chiropractor, and every picture, I'm like, Bruce, put your damn hand down. And he lowers it, I crop it right off. Stop it. Stop it. Or I'll have people say, oh, where's my prop? Thumbs up, hand signs, hiding or clasping your hands, anything in your hand, whether it's a drink, Put your dark, I'm drinking blue tea today, by the way. Put your drink down for your picture. I mean, it's okay to sip in between. You can see the lady on the top is my friend. She always has glasses. Well, it's a headband. I will go to the dollar store and buy you 6 headbands for $1. Get the glasses off your head, especially if you're taking pictures, because the glare is going to bounce off and it doesn't look professional. People have these crazy, huge, big sunglasses or these big frames. Oh, well, that's my trademark. Lose it. It stinks. It's horrible. Stop it. And again, we alluded to, I'll get those later. I think I just threw them on one of my dogs. He's okay. My biggest offense of all, the nemesis of my existence.
Next.
Look, I did that, Miss Ray. The pageant arm. So this is my swan lady, Joanne. And we also had her sleeveless because I wanted to show you. And she's thin. So nobody wants to look at that underarm thing. So this is the pageant arm. And in the next slide, you're going to see her extending her line. Avoid the pageant arm. Look at how much taller and thinner she looks. Because she's taking up less space, creating more of a vertical line. Another tip, always bend the knee that's closest to the photographer. That is a pleasing line.
Okay.
Next slide. So which of these shapes looks bigger, Felicia?
The one with the triangle on the side.
Without the triangle.
Bigger?
Oh yes, which looks bigger, yes. Those rectangles are exactly the same size, but with the triangle is the pageant arm. You're creating a bigger space. Now, if you're a tiny twig and you're a wisp of a person, you're going to blow away in the wind and you need to claim some space, okay. Drop it like a bad habit, I'm begging you.
So why would then the pageant ladies use it?
That's where it comes from. But they're on the stage. So what they're doing is they're walking down the stage. I'm going home with the crown and the scepter, bitches. It's mine. It's a power move.
Oh.
They're claiming their space. And aren't they all twiggy-like?
Yes, they are.
They want to show their gown, or especially if it has a sleeve or beading, that's also helping to show the costume that they're in. We're not in a pageant, most of us.
Got it. Okay. Next.
Okay, we're going to talk a little about ectrodactyly, which is another reason to avoid the pageant arm. Ectrodactyly is like lobster claw, and it can affect your limbs at birth. Go ahead and hit again. I'm going to show you 3 examples of why, again, you want to omit the pageant arm. These 2 pairs look like they're Siamese twins. Yeah. Stop it. I'm begging you. Stop it. It's not flattering. Doesn't it look weird?
Yes.
So again, you can hit again. We talked about angle, background, colors, angle, background, and lighting, avoiding the nose hair angle, whether you're still or live, colors to wear, avoiding black, white, gray, and mint. Choose solids over prints. Cover thy arms, please. Be age appropriate. If you're at an in-person event and you're taking a photo, remove your name tag. I don't like name tags. I run a women's group called Wings, which is a local, but now virtual online. It's on Facebook. I don't do name tags because I think it makes me lazy. Like, I don't have to remember her name because I'll just look at the tag. So if I say Felicia, so great to meet you. Felicia, where are you originally from? Use their name 3 times when they said, Felicia, would you pronounce your last name for me? Use their name 3 times and you've made a mental name tag. So this group of gentlemen are a band. I would have loved if they were in the same shirts. That's what they wore the day. It wasn't a planned thing. This became their CD cover. So look, arms are down. They're angled. They're not straight on. They're angled. That's another really thing. Try to avoid straight on. Go for the angle. But that's, again, knowing your better side. You could click again. I shoot a lot of golf tournaments. I do the Honda Classic. I do the Optimist tournament. That was postponed this year. That's 700 kids from around the world. You click again. So I'm on site. Usually it's at Trump Doral. It was at PGA National, but last year and this year is supposed to be at Trump Doral, where I get to go for 2 weeks and have a working vacation, but it's so fun. 700 kids from around the world. So I get to do, instead of them holding their trophy, look what I had them do. These were the winners of the long drive. So much cuter, and they don't have one picture like that. So when they
crossing out arms like this, tell me about that pose.
So they were on their tummies. So that again is keeping all the energy around. It's not a, I'm not listening to what you're saying. And a lot of times I'll have people do that pose, but I'll crop it down because it keeps the energy flowing and the power flowing within the subject. But body language, if you you go to your husband and you're like, honey, let's go to dinner. He's closed-minded. He's not interested in what you're saying. So be mindful of your body language. I mean, they're on their tummies. So I didn't want them open like wheelbarrows. So this is what I had them do. But I love that picture. Make sure you empty your hands. A good photographer will give you direction and honesty, and be mindful about what your hair is doing. Don't sweep it all to one side. Don't push both sides forward. One side.
One side.
One side where the light is. So I have some opportunities, even though we're far away, that you can work with me. Felicia, you can post that somewhere later. Or we can do some online consulting and help you move ahead.
We have team members out in Florida. So I don't know where in Florida, but definitely. Okay. Y'all post these, your offerings.
Sounds
you can
good.
find that everywhere.
You can find me on Facebook. That's my Facebook page. So please like it. There's me with my butterflies. There's all the ways you can connect with me.
And I'll list them in our lives here as well.
So remember to serve, share, and shine. My favorite quote from Barbara Haynes Howitt, Ladies of the Troubadour, is just when the caterpillar thought the world was over, it became a butterfly. And that's something within each of you, and something I truly believe that there's beauty in every face, in every age, in every socioeconomic. There's something beautiful. And as a photographer, I feel like a gemologist. I've got to go in there and excavate and find that beauty that I can reflect into the world. So thank you for your participation and listening today. And Felicia, I will turn it back over to you if you want to bring up any questions, or we could talk a little bit about what you need to do.
Yes. I think people are just like, I'm seeing some of the comments and they're just wowed. And I know some of you watching as a replay, please comment and ask your questions, because if you are loving this much as I am right now, make sure you tag your uplines, sidelines, downlines to make sure they don't miss out on this training. Wasn't that just so amazing? I mean, so this is just a sliver of what Tina does. And, she's honest with you. I call it a West Coast honesty, East Coast honesty, but you're so authentic. And I think that's what really drew me to you. You tell it like it is, with fun and flair and a lot of grace too at the same time. So, so many times, I've been reading about, we hide behind masks, whether we put them on knowingly or not. And so I appreciate that you help us to lift off those masks and be accepting of that and welcoming of that. I can see the transformation, the look on their faces truly come out of their eyes. And they are just, they want to welcome more people into their lives. And I think that's just what really hit me so hard right now. So yes, I would love for you to give me pointers. I know one of the things I always sit here before I go live, because I have everything all set up behind me to do usually my demo for my live Facebook parties. So is this appropriate or not?
I can't see it, number one. I would like to see it like right next to you, like you've seen me drinking my tea today. You saw I had my wrap and my sweater right next to me. I've got my brush right next to me. I've got my lip color and bubbles right in front of me. So I would like to see your little table right by you if you were doing a demonstration. That way you can just do this instead of doing this. Although it's a good stretch, Felicia. It'd be a good stretch if you were sitting all day. So I would like to see that little table here. I would have something pleasing. I'm known because I changed my backgrounds a lot. This is a painting that's like 5 by 5 that I got at a thrift shop for $30 that is usually hanging back by my fireplace. But since we were wearing blue today, I said to my husband, can we move the painting behind me for a few days? So it's hanging on a monofilament by the wall. But don't you be like, wow, where is she? Look at that beautiful scenery. And it goes great with Felicia, the blue that we're wearing. So one thing you touched upon, when you have a great image, whether I take it or it's a selfie or a friend or family member takes it, when you have a great image, it increases your confidence. Growing up, I had glasses, braces, and hair past my back. I was not the cutest kid, okay? I'm super cute now, so I made up for it. But I never felt pretty. My sister was the Valerie Bertinelli of the school. You know, she was the cheerleader and the pretty girl. And I could never compete. So I was just the smart one. I was the nice girl that knew everybody. But the one year that our school photographer that we had come in, and I, of course, I remember the company because I was a kid, took a few extra minutes with me to push my hair back, to angle my glasses, or ask me, do you want to wear your glasses for your yearbook picture? It meant so much. So when I've done school photography, touching each kid on the shoulder, hey, how's your day going? And you can tell by their body language, they hate pictures or they've never had one. Or you can say, I'm like, hey, what's up? And they're like, oh, I don't like my picture taken. I said, well, go to the back of the line so you can be last and your classmates aren't watching you. That helps them. So there's little things you can do when you're attentive to body language. And doing this long enough, I could recognize it. I can't tell you the number of times I've done fall pictures at school, taken time with a little kid with glasses and braces or didn't feel confident, taken a moment with them, made them feel at ease, touch their shoulder, say, this is going to be your best picture. Just trust me and do as I ask. And they're like, okay. I go back for a spring picture. The kid jumps out of the line going to lunch, comes and hugs my leg. Miss Tina, my mom, loved the picture. I'm crying. I have no mascara left now. You can't put a price on that, okay? Yeah. You can't put a price on it. So when you have a good picture, and if we can start with our children, it starts, you know, it's scary when you see that big photo studio set up with the big umbrella lights in the background, and they're scared, and you've got to sit still, and it's a stranger, and they're usually like a cattle call, move them in, move them out. How many pictures did you see in your yearbook when the kids' eyes were closed or they're making a weird face? Because the photographer just had 800 kids to photograph, and they couldn't care and they didn't care. I can't do that. So when you have a good picture, it really means the world. And please be gentle with your children. And I can't tell you how many times I've gone to take a family picture. The mom's like, stop doing that. So I'm like, Mom, stop talking to the kid. Let me talk to the kid. Stop bribing them with candy. Stop. So it's so important. So there's a social familial tip. So Felicia, with you have your little ring light that you can use. So if it was dark out right now, you would look like you were in your closet. So I would probably bring out my big ring light.
Yeah.
And I would put it around my webcam. If I'm doing something outside, I can use this. So Felicia could use her ring light to her light side.
My ring light is dimming. So, but if it was working, you can see the big difference.
Yeah. Or I'd even, since you're getting natural light on your face, you could even move it to here. So I'll show you one little funny trick. Another funny trick I have. I have this, I call him Victorio, this marble statue that I have. Sometimes Victorio holds my light for me right here.
Oh, funny.
Look, it's working.
It totally is working. Yes.
And how many of you have a nude hard man in your office?
So in terms of the angle, you said not to look up like this, right? I'm using my phone, but you want to have it top down.
Lens. Whether it's your webcam or your camera, eye level, preferably above. My webcam is at the top of my monitor, and my monitor is jacked up on a metal box.
So we would want to have a tripod that I just broke.
You could put book or a box under your laptop or desktop and move your monitor up. Watch the Zooms. If you're on a Zoom and you see people like looking down and you don't want to see your ceiling. Nobody wants to see your ceiling. Sorry, I get excited about that.
And nobody wants to see the top of your head.
And you know what? If you have too much head space, it's bad feng shui. If you have too much lower. So when you come on with your guest, try to mirror them. Make sure your eyes are at the same level as your guest or your host. Now, see, I just moved my whole thing all over. So Felicia could move her hair near the window off her neck. So that's letting light on her neck. And also now I have another way to approach her. Don't wear sunglasses in pictures or on lives, because again, the eyes of the window are these stupid big, whether you think they're your trademark, you're not Carol Channing, okay? She's dead, God rest her soul. Stop. Take them off. I mean, you're blurry with me right now, but I want to connect with you. So if you have to wear glasses, wear them. If you have to wear contacts.
Again, the angle and how that looks on the side again.
Okay, so if I wear my glasses, you can see the glare. You don't see my eyes. That's a sign of dishonesty. If I'm angling my earpiece up, okay, it looks a little weird, but I'd rather look a little bit weird and have you see my eyeballs.
So can you turn to the side so they can see the angle? Yeah. So it's pointing down, like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So angled down. Just you'll find a way to jury rig it. And don't lean back, because this adds, look, I don't even have a double chin in real life, but when you lean back, you're adding weight. So always sit down and sit a little bit forward. And when you're on, sit forward. That's engaging. Think about being a teacher. Which student is paying attention? The one that's leaning forward. And if you're a guest, yes, nod your head and agree with the host, and, show some body language and some interest in what's being said.
See, I was literally sitting in my son's class last week, last week, to teach him how to show that he's engaging with the teacher, and that's when you want to do the thumbs up. That's when you want to go like this, like make big gestures versus like, nobody can see this. You have to go to the side and, and lean forward because, with Zoom, only one person can talk at a time. And unfortunately, people are getting marked for participation. I don't know how they gauge it, but anyway, so those are wonderful tips for going live. Is there anything you would like to say to somebody who's never gone live before, or even done a selfie, or haven't tried doing that on social media yet?
Well, I started on Periscope, and I remember when Periscope came out in March. It was in March, and I was like, "Why? Who's going to go live? Who cares what I have to say, whatever." But I thought, well, you do have that interesting hobby where you're releasing pollinators into the world, and a lot of people. I mean, I've talked to people, and they're like, "Oh, well, aren't baby butterflies born as baby butterflies?" I'm like, "Did you miss second grade? Did you not raise butterflies in second or third grade?" So showing that metamorphosis, and again, butterflies signify transformation and hope, which signifies mental health awareness, which I'm a big advocate for. So I started doing butterfly releases. I didn't really show myself. I don't like watching myself because I think I look like a cartoon animal, but I am very animated, and I've been told I've been very engaging. I get asked to be on a lot of international panels on my areas of expertise, or just come on as a guest or a host, because people want that energy. They want to be informed, and everyone has something to share, and there's someone out there waiting to hear your message. I will never forget someone I met on Periscope, Cheryl, and she has an autistic son, and she's like, "Well, I'm a stay-at-home mom, an autistic son." I said, "Do you have any tips or hacks you could offer to parents of autistic kids?" She goes, "Oh, I've got tons." That's what you should be broadcasting about. She has way more followers than me now. She has like 25,000 followers, and she's working on a book.
Wow. Just from your one remark, and for giving somebody hope. And
sometimes if you go on my TikTok, which is my name, I'm on only probably a quarter. You see my face on my stuff. I'm doing butterfly releases. I did baby ducklings at the park last night. I love going on people's TikToks and seeing the nature in their area, seeing them prepare a recipe. I watched somebody making this round challah bread on TikTok last night. Why did I stay up till 12:30? I'm watching somebody make round challah bread, and I'm not Jewish, but it was beautiful. So you can learn a lot, and you can reach out. And as Felicia said, this is the new normal, and I don't know if we're ever going back to the way it was. Mm-hmm. So you've got to. The live stream train has left the station, but you can still catch up. But you've got to catch up within the next 8 to 12 months. You've got to catch up, or you're going to be left behind in the dust. So could you showcase a product? Could you tell how something worked for you? Could you tell something about your family? Could you tell about a pet? Oh, my Pomeranian, who's super adorable, is at my feet. Show people who you are, and they're going to follow you, and they're going to want to support what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Right. We don't have to keep selling. We just show people who we are. And that's part of a personal brand, which we can talk about another day. So one quick question, I think, from a viewer: how do you use the ring light if you're wearing glasses? So I guess it's more the angle, the glare, just still angling. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one thing why you see. I have this one photographer friend, and she lives way north, and she does a lot of boudoir, which I don't do. And any picture I see she does of like portraits, you always see the ring light in their eyes. And one of my really good friends won a package with her, so she did that. And she's like, I need you to help me pick one of the pictures. So I'm like, I love this one picture, and oddly enough, we all picked the same picture. And I'm like, but can she take the ring light out of your iris? She said that's her trademark. I'm like, can I have her permission to alter her image and take the ring light and just put a dot of white? Because it looks weird to me. I don't like it. That's my personal preference. Use it, choose it, or lose it. If it's a portrait, you can go and take a black dot and put it on your iris and then just a little white dot at the top on both sides. That's natural. That's how a light would be.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. So Tina, here's one question I always ask my guests before they leave. Two things. One is, what would you actually say to your 20-year-old self? That, knowing what you know now about life, about what you do, about career, about business, whatever it is, what would you tell your 20-year-old self now?
I would tell my 20-year-old self to just relax and breathe and know that everything is working out for you, that you're going to be thrown some curveballs. You're going to be served some crappy lemonade with no sugar sometimes, but everything is working out. Just breathe into it. Don't run away from it, and just keep moving forward towards your goals.
Awesome. And then the last question is kind of looking ahead. What if you could leave I know you're a blogger, if you could leave just a couple of sentences to your great grandkids to summarize who you are, what would you tell them?
Don't believe everything you heard.
Oh my God.
Everything you heard was true. It'd be one of the two extremes, or everything you heard, it was even better.
And with that, I will definitely get all of Tina's handles, like on TikTok, on Facebook. Definitely join that the free group about women going live, and follow her on Facebook. Like everywhere, I will put in here. And if you want to reach out to any of her packages, if you live in Florida or want to travel, it'll be so worth your while.
Felicia, one thing we didn't talk about, I had sent you the faux pas, the picture of me in the car. What was the comment that you said there? A couple of comments, because I want to address that.
It was the picture of you in the glasses, low cut blouse, in the car with shades. So all those were actually mentioned.
Those were everything you shouldn't do. Please stop the car pictures. It's a car. It's not a studio. I was actually holding a wine glass. It had juice in it. I'm doing my Bluetooth today. I'm holding a wine glass. I got the sunglasses. I had just gotten back from yoga, so I'm wearing a yoga top, showing too much. I had just too much going on. It was a print. There are actually 10 faux pas in that picture. So I offered myself as the sacrificial lamb.
Now, most of us, I see a lot of people doing lives, including me, in the car, because that is my mom office.
You could go to a park, put your little tripod on the table, and have a beautiful outdoor lighting. I mean, sometimes you have to. I'm on an international group called Be Live in 5 that we do a lot of training to teach people to live stream. It's free. And one lady who is such a great authority, she's always in the car. It's just her thing. Again, choose it, use it, or lose it. Some people say, yeah, but the acoustics are in there and it's quiet, or I'm in the car line. If you got to do it, you got to do it. To me, it just doesn't look professional.
Right. So everything has its own place. So be who you are, and just try it first. I think that's the whole thing. You'll never know what you like and don't like unless you try it. Right. So thank you so much for all your time and expertise. I know you have so much more to offer, but I will let each of our viewers here to follow you to their heart's content. And like I said, the butterfly is one of my lifelong symbol, because it represents so many things, especially the hope that you can find in transformation, in letting yourself be transformed. We need to surrender ourselves to the transformation process. And we're so glad, I'm so grateful to have you in my life to help me along with that. So with that in mind, anything you want to say before we say bye?
Actually, you know what, Felicia, not only we were supposed to meet in March, we were supposed to be housemates.
Yes, we were. Oh my God.
Okay, so this is the last thing I'm going to leave you with. When you go live, Felicia and I have never met in person. We've talked on the phone, we've Zoomed, we've emailed, we've sent each other stuff in the mail, but I know if I met her, she's exactly who I see on live. So this is the kind of connections you can make. I went to a big social media thing a couple years ago. My husband's like, you're rooming with a girl you met on Facebook Live. I said, Bob, is Kathy Nolan, who's a caricaturist, did my caricature over there. Again, we've been on live together for years. She was exactly who I know she was. It was just like we knew each other in person. So that's the other thing, is it's a level of authenticity. You can't fake, you can't catfish someone behind this.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So be yourself and be brave. So have a wonderful Friday, everybody, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.